So we're going to continue. So we talked about email marketing. This time, we're going to talk about real-time interaction management, what it means for us, what it means for you, and how you can use it to further personalize your customer experience with your customers. So again, I think by now, you all know, because this is the third time that we're saying that we live in this digital environment, whether we're shopping, whether we're being entertained, we're learning, we're exercising, we're traveling, we're paying for. Everything is pretty much digital right now. So we need to take advantage of that, being marketers, to tell the exact story, what we're supposed to say at the very time, in a timely manner. So um, what our consumers want is to have a great customer experience. And a great customer experience is three things. They need a personalized experience. Remember when I said 63% of consumers are not happy with the way we do marketing? Because they feel that they gave you a lot of information and they expect that this information will be towards a personalized experience. So they need and they want from us, marketers, a personalized experience. They also need a relevant experience. If I'm signing up at a retailer and I told you that I was interested in a pair of jeans or like summer vacation gear, and then all of a sudden I receive an email with women's clothes, with coats. This is not personalized and is absolutely not relevant. So not only we're giving information to brands, it has to be personalized, but it has to be relevant across the board. And real time, if I go to the website, I'm looking again for a pair of jeans, and I didn't buy anything because maybe the color is not right, or maybe the size is not right, or maybe I'm still thinking about it, then the next email that you're going to send me, or the push notification that you're going to send me, maybe should talk about a pair of jeans and not talk about something else. Because you know, because you captured that information, that I was interested in a pair of jeans. So keep that context alive and push that context to inform the channels about what happened to me as a consumer on the website. So these are the three founding reasons we need to create relevant, real-time, and personalized customer experiences. The thing is, we need to scale our business. If we have millions of people to talk to, well, it's very easy to talk to them based on segments. I don't see you as individual, let's say. I will see you as segments. And a segment could be a table segment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will see 10 segments because I have 10 tables. I won't see individuals on that table because I cannot manage my business for a lot of people, but instead I'm going to reduce my effort in talking with segments. It can work from a segment perspective because I'm going to talk with this table in their own segment, in their own reality. But if I see this segment right here, this table, we have 6 people, and 6 people are completely different. You can have completely different within the same table, and I believe it is, and for the same segment. So how can we scale our business not to talk with tables, not to talk with segments, but to talk with each and every individual? This is really the nirvana of campaign management. So how can we do it? Well, maybe real-time interaction management could help. The thing is, context is going to play a major role on that. If you see all these people, they're all different. 80% of consumers are using email. 75% of marketers are using cross-channel. 69 web, and so forth. So as marketers, you have more than one channel to deal with. So you need to find a way not only to understand consumers, but to link that customer experience across all these different channels. So again, if you're connecting the dots, and if you're making all these channels talk to one another and not competing against each other, then ultimately you're going to increase conversion because you are being consistent and relevant across every channel. You're saying the exact same thing across all these channels. So you're going to increase conversion. You're going to increase the improving retention because you keep your language consistent to your consumers. And obviously, if people are happy and they're converting to your products, well, they will be advocates to your brand. So it really pays off to use a consistent language across all these different channels. And context is going to be very key. So here's the thing. Context marketing needs to be used in mobile, in using your ecosystem, because even though we're talking about Adobe solutions, you already have solutions from other vendors. So we're not asking you to ignore them, but we're going to ask you to collaborate. And for any time you're using an Adobe campaign, an Adobe solution, then potentially we need to exchange that information with the ecosystem that you have so we can collaborate on powering that customer experience, which is relevant. Today, with Adobe Campaign, 67% of our customers using Adobe Campaign, they use at least 3 channels. At least 3 channels. So 42% of them are using at least 4 channels. And 22% of our customers using Adobe Campaign, they're using 6 different channels. So it is really critical for you to not only use all these channels, but to make sure that they're all consistent. The top ranking channel, no surprise there, it's email. And then, that's a surprise, is direct mail. We still have a lot of customers using direct mail because they need to automate their direct mail into their strategy. And then SMS, call center, and so forth. So I talked about the Adobe Campaign. We talked about the 6 major capabilities of Adobe Campaign, but let me spend a little bit of time on this area, the real-time interaction management. This is how we can connect all these channels and providing the exact same offer across the board. So interaction management is the ability to say, I have one offer, let's say 25% off. That offer will be eligible to some of my customers, let's say VIP customers, and this offer will be eligible for these customers and will be available on the website, on an email, and all the call center. So you're going to create your offers, you're going to create those eligibility rules, which are business rules, and you're going to say, this offer is only visible to my consumers on that specific channel or that set of channels. So here's an example. If we're doing it without real-time offer management, so I'm going to give you an example if we don't use real-time interaction management. Let's say you have an email, a very simple example. You have an email and you have an offer here, okay? You have just one offer. That's easy. You create your email with that offer and you send that email to everybody. We're absolutely not doing personalization. I'm not even talking about segments, tables. It's just one email for everybody. But here's the thing. If I say, if I have 3 segments, I have 3 different tables. Each table will get an offer for table 1, table 2, and table 3 up there. So, okay, as a marketer, I will create 3 different segments, and for each segment, I'm going to create the for each of the segment. This is a wealth, growing your wealth offer. This is a credit card for rewards, credit card, and this is student loans, okay? So these are 3 different offers for 3 different segments. You know that if you want to create those emails, then you will have to create 3 different separate emails. Or you have to code within the email the logic behind every offer. So it can work if you only have 3 segments, but what if you have 50 segments? What if you are a retailer and you have hundreds of offers? This is where it gets complicated, and this is exactly where you draw the line and you say, I cannot scale my business because I have so many offers, so many segments, that I need to contain them into a very low number of segments that I can manage. What if someone creates a different offer with a new visual? it becomes a nightmare if we talk about 50 or 100 or 200 offers. It simply doesn't scale. So here's the solution. What if we would create an email? So this is a generic offer, this is a generic email with everything here static except for the personalization. And here we're going to say there's this gray area. This is what we call a placeholder. At this moment in time, I have no idea what would be the best offer for each consumer. On the other hand, I will have a lot of different offers. Offer 1, offer 2, sorry, this is not segment, this should be offer. Offer 1, offer 2, offer 3, offer N. N should be like 200s. Now we're not talking about tables, but we're talking about individuals. So I have an email, I have a placeholder for an offer, I have a lot of different offers, and I will have as many different emails as you here in the room. So not one offer for a table or segment, but an offer that will be personalized towards every individual on each table. This is really what we mean by real-time offer management, in that the email will be different based on who you are at the individual level. That's really the power of real-time interaction management. That's an example of an email, but imagine that this offer, let's say, growth your wealth, for you specifically, the same offer will be consistent if you go on the website, if you call to the call center, or if you receive a piece of direct mail. The same offer will be rendered for this specific gentleman here on this first table. However, if we talk with another person, this lady here on this table, then it's going to be completely different, because you are different and you're not the same person. Okay? So this is really our understanding of real-time interaction management. So let me show you how it works in an example in Adobe Campaign. So again, this is Adobe Campaign. I'm going to just expand that window. So when you log into Adobe Campaign, you're going to be offered here with a lot of different reports that you can choose from. So if I go to my workflow here, I have an example of starting this workflow and creating a segment. That's my active consumers. That's going to be, for example, all of you here in the audience. And I'm going to send them an email. However, if I open that email, we're going to see that gray area that I talked about here on that email. So it takes a little bit of time to open that email. That's the Wi-Fi connection, I guess. And when this email will be opened, then there you go. You can see this is a generic banner protecting my future. And here you will have this gray placeholder. This piece of code is exactly what we want to render every specific offer for every individual in my segment, in my population. So the way we do it is we click on this offer management, and we're going to ask Campaign for each individual to render one offer. We only want one offer, and that offer should come from what we call the offer catalog. So within Adobe Campaign, you will create your offers, and this email right here will, for each individual on that audience, will ask Adobe Campaign to render, to give us the best offer for each individual. You can say 2, 3, or 4. If you say 3, for example, then we're going to have 3 different offers, but very specific offers to that individual. For now, we're going to keep it simple. We want the best offer for each of your consumers. Okay, so what is great about Adobe Campaign is that at any time you can preview how this email will look like. If I click on preview, I'm going to select one individual in my database, and here I have prepared a series of users. So all these consumers are different, so they have a score, and every score is mapped with an interest. So this person right here, Ellen Hansen, she's a student, so she is interested in student offers. This other person is more interested in investment. The third person is interested in travel, and then refinancing, and then insurance. So we know, because you scored your database, that all these people are interested in different things. So if we preview that same email on a student, let's say, if I double click, we're going to generate a preview of that email, and you're going to see that the offer right here is all about student loans, okay? If I select another person, let's say someone who is interested in investment, then obviously we're going to change the offer and show an investment offer, and so forth, okay? But who made that decision is the offer management of Adobe Campaign. But it's based on scores, on business rules that you will create on that offer catalog. We're not telling you that this is a black box, we're going to figure out what's the best offer. No, that's going to be your expertise to determine the business rules, the business eligibility rules that will be attached to each and every offer. And then Campaign will just use your business rules to determine the best offer for that specific customer and specifically on that email. Okay? So that's an example of how we can do it. So I've been talking a lot about this offer catalog, but let me show you how it looks like. If we go back on the home page, I click on campaigns, then I will have a series of different features, capabilities of Adobe Campaign, and one of them is the offers. So this is exactly where you create your offer catalog. So we have customers, retailers, insurance companies, media companies that will create those offers in this environment. So for example, if I open this insurance offer, let's open it together and see what happens. I see that this offer has been created in Adobe Campaign, and it is only eligible for the email channel. If this offer, which is the reinsurance, is not eligible for other channels. Why? That was just my choice for the demo. But you can say offers are only eligible on specific channels, or all our offers are eligible for the entire channels. That's going to be your decision to make. However, I can say that this insurance offer is only available for people they have an interest in insurance, and their score is this score right here. I believe that a lot of companies, you already have your scores because you do mining, you do mining on your own data, and you come up with your scores. We can just take advantage of that score in Adobe Campaign and and create those eligibility rules based on those scores that you already have internally. But if you don't have them, then we can help you build those scores, or we can just use the preferences of your consumers that said at some point, we are interested in insurance products. But if they haven't mentioned anything, then you need to determine by scoring them to determine that this is an insurance kind of offer. And then you will have the preview. This is how the offer will look like solely for the email channel, and that's going to be here, your offer. If I go back here and I open a more elaborate offer, and I think that's the one here, this is a refinancing offer, and this offer actually is eligible to my consumers through a lot of different channels. That could be email, SMS, direct mail, even offline channels. If I'm an insurance company or a bank, then why not use the ATM, the cash machine, as a channel that I can use to interact with my consumers? If I put my credit card in the machine, the ATM machine, then obviously you're going to use that as a way to authenticate me because the credit card is linked to my account. So you know who I am. So that could be a great way to use this piece of screen to personalize the experience and to send me an offer directly on the screen saying, hey, Matthew, we know that you are trying to refinance your home because you spent a lot of time on the website looking at different customer refinancing rates, and now that I'm on the ATM machine to take some money out, then they're going to talk to me about refinancing, which makes total sense. That could be on the website, but that could also be on the call center. My point here is to say, if you're creating a refinancing offer or any offer, then you can have this offer eligible to a lot of different channels. And who determines this eligibility? Well, that's going to be going back to your rules and the way you create those scores and you feed campaign with those scores. And you can even say this refinancing offer is only eligible at that moment in time between this date and that date. If we are beyond this date, then this offer will be not eligible, will be disqualified, and we will move to the next best offer that is actually eligible today. If we click on the preview on this channel, on this offer, then that's going to be the exact same thing. That's going to be the visual that represents this offer in an email about refinancing. If it's a text, well, it's going to be just a text. We're going to say, we're going to have the first name, we're with you when you're reconsidering refinancing. You can have a different text. This is SMS. Direct mail, there's going to be a promo code, for example. An ATM, there's going to be something that you can display on the screen of the ATM. It can be anything. It can be even a visual for the agent on the call center to talk about the offer. It can be a script that the agent will read to talk about the refinancing offer. But my point is that it is in campaign where you're going to create those offers, and those offers will be used by the channels to promote this offer in a timely manner. So that was a demo of the offer management. However, Jinsoon, earlier, she talked about how we can track all the interaction at the individual level. So if I go back on the home page and I click on profiles and targets, you can log all your interactions with your consumers at the individual level. Again, not a table, but individuals. So it means that if I open this consumer in the database, in your CRM data, that will be visible here in campaign, this is the example of this consumer, Julie Callahan, and we will see all the interaction that you had with her at the individual level. We've sent her a couple of emails. She opened, she clicked, then she went on the website. This is typically information coming from Adobe Analytics going back into campaign, because we've sent an email through Adobe Campaign, but then this person, Julie, she clicked on that email, she went on the website, and this is where Adobe Analytics will continue and will collect that information, and that information can be shared back to Adobe Campaign on that view. So, and we can continue, we can send a push notification, but here, this is the real-time offer management where we did 3 offer recommendations for Julie, 1 on the web, a second one on the web, and the third actually on the call center, because we called her directly promoting an offer for her. Or if she called us directly to the call center, that the agent will have the view of everything that happened to her, so we can be relevant in talking to her about the offer that you last saw on the website. And then we can continue. We can send her a text message, a direct mail, a couple of other emails. But my point, and the point that we're stressing here in this presentation and earlier, is that anytime you're sending a communication to consumers, we're logging, we're tracking that. Why? Because you're going to use that same information to have a better segmentation on that customer journey, on the workflows that we've used. Okay? So the last point that I really want to make is, well, it's great. We've been talking about the campaign as the solution of the Marketing Cloud to create your email strategies, even to do real-time interaction management. But the thing is, campaign is just one piece of the Marketing Cloud. What if you send those emails and people are not converting, or people are converting, but most importantly, you want to share that knowledge about what you've done in campaign with the rest of the Adobe Marketing Cloud. You're sending an email in Adobe Campaign, and you want to inform Target on the website on that 20% off you sent on an email, and that same 20% off needs to be displayed on the website on the mobile device. What if we want to buy media using Media Optimizer? This is where we're going to use Adobe Campaign to share that information to the other solutions using what we call the core services. So these core services are critical for us, Adobe, to link all these solutions together. Anytime you're doing something in one solution, you can potentially share that knowledge across the Adobe Marketing Cloud. If I'm on analytics here, I can create a segment in analytics and share that segment as a shared audience, and that shared audience will be available through the people core service for anyone using another solution, for example, campaign, to take advantage of that segment, that shared audience, and to say, I'm going to message them something specific to what they've done or they haven't done on the website. That knowledge is coming from analytics, and I'm now using it in Adobe Campaign. So here's an example of how we can do this in Adobe Campaign. So remember that customer journey that we had. All right, so here's an example of another workflow. This is a remarketing workflow. So here, the example is to say, people went on the website and looked for an insurance product or a pair of jeans, but they haven't converted. What you can do using analytics is create an audience here in analytics, and that audience will be shared here with Adobe Campaign, so you can read an audience from analytics and use that audience to send them an email saying, by the way, you are interested in that offer on the website, but you haven't converted. We're not going to say it that way, but you understand what I'm going for. We're going to say, well, here's an extra information about exactly what you were looking for on the website, and here's an email for that. And then, as we mentioned, you can wait a couple of days. If we haven't had any transactions, then we're going to continue on the email, and based on the value of the customer, we can call them or we can message them through a text message. The thing is, if they haven't transacted, then what we can do is campaign cannot make them convert, because obviously we're sending them a lot of different messages, but they haven't converted. What you can do is help campaign and inform the other solutions for Media Optimizer, for Target, for social, to continue the engagement process beyond campaign. What if you want to buy media to say, if you were interested in a product, an insurance product or a refinancing product, then why not buy media? So if they go check the weather or they go and check the news on a digital property that you don't own, then they will have banners about the same offer that they were exposed to in emails or in direct mails. So this is a great way to go beyond campaign, to share the knowledge of campaign into Media Optimizer as the other solution of the Marketing Cloud, and to say to Media Optimizer, if you see these customers, then we're going to put them in an audience called a retargeting audience. But if you see them on another website, then make sure that they see your displayed ad campaign, because we're going to buy some media space to advertise on that refinancing offer on other websites. So if I share that audience back to the Adobe Marketing Cloud, then if I go to the Adobe Marketing Cloud, then I will be able to go into Media Optimizer and take advantage of that audience and buy media. So if I go to Media Optimizer here, I go to Display, Manage Campaigns. I will have access to all my retargeting campaigns. I'm going to use this one, for example, WeFinance, which is a fictitious company that we use. I'm going to copy my WeFinance here, retargeting campaign. I'm going to say, I know that these people were engaged with me around a refinancing offer. We send them emails, we call them, but yet they haven't converted. What I can do is focus on this audience. We know that they are very engaged, so we can bid a little bit more money to engage with them. But most importantly, I'm going here in Adobe Media Optimizer, choose the audience on which I'm going to buy media. If I click on Marketing Cloud Audiences, if I scroll down here, there you go. You have the retargeting audience. That audience right here was created in Adobe Campaign, And now it is available to me, a media optimizer, to use it to buy media only for these people that express interest in our refinancing and who receive my email communications and campaign. So once I do that, then I can say, well, now that I'm focusing on that audience, then what am I supposed to tell them? What is the visual for that retargeting campaigns? So we're not going to talk about credit cards because they're not interested in credit cards. However, they are interested in refinancing their homes. And we actually have two visuals here that will just say that. So we have two visuals about how they can refinance their homes that we're going to select, and then we're going to save that campaign, and now the campaign is going to be live, and all this campaign will be live, and these people will see the exact offer that they saw in email, but this time on an offline property that you don't own. So this is a really good example of how you can close the loop on Adobe Campaign using the real-time interaction management in Campaign, but using the power of the Adobe Marketing Cloud to share that knowledge, to share that segment through the core services, and to make that knowledge available to Media Optimizer, to Target, to Social, and to other solutions of the Adobe Marketing Cloud. All right, so that was really a brief overview of the real-time engagement strategy that we have in Campaign, in addition to email marketing. Again, the founding solution for that is Adobe Campaign, but if you go beyond Campaign and use the other solution of the Marketing Cloud, such as Analytics and Experience Manager, therefore you're going to enhance the way you do marketing, not only with Campaign, but the rest and the use of the other solutions of the Adobe Marketing Cloud. Thank you so much. I will be staying here with you if you have any questions, and I'm looking very forward to talking to you. Thank you.